Hey everyone, DarkDragoon here with episode 18 of my FTB Modpack Let's Play. We're just getting started here today, and like I said at the end of last episode, today I want to actually get another farm going, and to do that I'm going to need to, obviously you can see I got some gold and some diamonds, but I'm going to have to come back here to my thermionic fabricator and make some more of these tubes, these electron tubes that I was talking about. We're going to need two machines to get this thing going. We're going to need an arboretum to actually plant the trees. So you can see the recipe here. It's sturdy casing, some of these gold electron tubes, and a small circuit board, which we're going to have to get going in our carpenter right here. Which we should have the stuff in there already. Let's go ahead and grab some tin, throw that in there. I have to change this sign out at some point. Hoping to actually use all these metals that we got from our macerator pretty soon. We're gonna end up needing two of these, so let's go ahead and flip on our engine here. Now, if you're watching this and you're one of my subscribers, you probably got a message the other night about how we'd probably be a couple days out before getting a new episode because I'm sick. Well, I'm still sick, but I am definitely starting to feel better, and I didn't think I would be. So I figured, hey, I'm feeling better, I'll go ahead and record a video and give you guys something to watch, because that is my job, right? So, yeah, you guys should feel pretty good about that. I feel pretty good. So we're pretty much just waiting on that other circuit board, but while we're waiting for that, we can go ahead and make ourselves a couple of these electron tubes. Now it looks like, yeah, we need a bit of coal for that other engine, which we can steal from here. I don't mind running these off of coal because, I mean, we don't really use them that much. If I really wanted, I could move them over there onto that system over there, but it doesn't seem necessary. So just waiting for the thermionic fabricator to finish up. This is done, so we can turn off our engine. Got our two circuit boards that we need. Apparently we got an extra one. We'll just throw that in there, and that way if we need one in the future, which I'm sure we will, we can just grab it. So while we're waiting on this to heat up, it's going to take a minute. Why don't we get ourselves a bit of bronze. We're going to need probably something like that. So let's see here. Oh, yeah, something like that. That's exactly what we'll need. We can go ahead and make ourselves our sturdy casings. You guys remember how to make those? I keep putting the wrong amount in each slot. Okay. I was about to be confused with what I was looking at, but and we're also gonna need some glass, so let's run over here and grab some. You can see by letting our system run, we've managed to get ourselves quite a bit of glass. And we're starting, I just checked on our quarry, we're starting to get down to the layer where we're getting a couple metals, which is cool. But, okay, we're just about heated up here. And we're going to need 3 of each of these tubes. Should be any second now. There we go. 4 gold. And the diamond electron tubes are pretty expensive, as you can see. Needs lots of diamonds, but we do get 4 for them, so now we can take our gold and our diamonds back since we have enough of these tubes, and we'll just flip that off. And we should be good to go here. Let's take a look at our arboretum recipe. Put that into our thing here. Now the reason why we need the diamond you'll see pretty quickly. But yeah, there we go, arboretum. That's our first one. And then our second machine we're going to need is a logger, which is pretty much the same recipe but with diamond electron tubes. So let's put those in there. and our glass, and we have our logger. Cool. So, alright, before we go out there, let me sleep through the night and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. You can see we've successfully slept through the night, and I'm out here looking for a good spot to get our tree farm going. Now, I've been thinking that going ahead we might need more peat production, so I think what we'll do is we'll reserve that area over here for that. So the next most logical place to put our tree farm would be right here behind our cow pasture. But we're going to need to make sure we've got plenty of room for that, so I definitely want to maybe start out a square out. Alright, give me a minute here to sort of figure out exactly where we're going to lay this out, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. You can see I've cleared out a little bit of a space here. The tree farm should be 13 by 13, which is what this area should be. And I've got myself, like I said, just a little bit of an area cleared out here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw down my arboretum and my logger. Pretty much set them up similarly to how we had set up over there. To get these things just started, I'm going to make myself a couple of these peat-fired engines. So let me run back over here to the factory, get these made. You guys should remember how to make peat-fired engines, but at this point it's just some copper and pretty typical engine recipe. We're also going to need, let's see here, put away this dirt that we picked up. Let's see, we're also going to need some wood, and we're going to need a bit of cobble, because obviously we need to make gears. So we're going to need 2 of each of these. Actually, we're going to need 4 total, because we're going to make 2 engines. So there we go. And cobblestone. And lastly, copper. There we are. And then we're going to need a bit of iron and some redstone, which I forgot to grab. So let me go ahead and do that. Should have tons of redstone in here. And our iron should be somewhere in here. There it is. Don't have a ton of it. I'd like to have more, but so we're going to need 2 pistons, so something like this. Would love to have like logistics pipes, as that would make making pistons so much easier. And then we could just do it automatically, and that would be awesome. So 1, 2 engines, cool. And I'm going to go ahead and toss our spare bulbs in there. We're also going to need to grab some peat from downstairs just to make sure that we have some on us. You can see we've definitely gotten ourselves a good amount here. I'll go ahead and bring another stack just to be safe. Mostly I want to bring another stack to resupply our peat bogs with. Like I said, I definitely want to maybe think about using computer craft to supply the peat to our engines. But I've not actually done a whole lot with computer craft, so I need to do some research and figure out exactly how the programming works. As I understand it, it's not too complicated, but I've never been a great programmer, so we'll just have to play around with that until I'm confident that I can, you know, do it well enough to, be able to actually show you guys. Because I definitely don't want to be sort of bumbling my way through it. If I'm going to do that, I want to be pretty clear what's going on, so that you guys, can figure out what I'm doing and how you can do it. So let's just. Okay, so basically the way the arboretum works, you can see there's quite a few slots. We've got, this is where the humus would go, which we have set up downstairs to be able to create for us. we put our saplings in here, and dirt, or not dirt, sand will come out of it. So basically what's going to happen is pretty much like we did before when we first set up our peat bogs. We're going to set up sort of a temporary system just to make sure that the whole thing is working properly, and then we can automate it a little bit later. But we definitely have the infrastructure in place to automate it, so that won't take nearly as long to get to. But definitely want to make sure that our system is working and is starting to at least go. So I want to find, we could put any kind of saplings in there and it will plant those saplings. So I'm thinking spruce saplings, mostly because we have a bunch of them, and we are getting a ton of oak wood from actually our mine, so we don't really need oak wood. And the spruce does look cool, so why not, right? Looks like it's already starting to turn night again. I definitely want to get these trees in here. Let me put the trees in our arboretum here. Oop. There we go. And I'll check our engines over here, and then I'm gonna sleep through the night. Why don't I go ahead and, yeah, I'll just restock these. I've been trying to keep sort of a full stack in each of these engines so that I can, I mean, like I said, I do plan on automating them getting peat, but right now I just want to make sure they keep running while I'm doing other things. So yeah, let me sleep through the night and I'll be right back. Alright, I am back and I'm down in our basement, and I'm pretty much trying to get myself set up with this system to generate us some humus. Whoops, that is not what I intended to do. And we're just pretty much going to use a little simple piping system here. This should work. It should just... Now, wiring this up is going to be the tricky part, because without red alloy wiring, we really can't just put a lever on it. I guess what we could do, and it won't look very nice, but this will hopefully just be temporary until we get red power, as so many things we're setting up appear to be. Just put it right there, and then we can put a lever here. That should work. There we go. That should start creating some humus for us, because we've already got some compost in here and we've got plenty of dirt. So, and that humus should appear right over here. There it is. So we've got that creating some humus for us automatically, and we can definitely set up a system to create compost for us automatically. It's not too difficult, just needs some dirt and some of our ash from our peat engines, which we probably have quite a bit of sitting in them. Another reason why we want to get our engines automated to some degree pretty quickly, but I mostly just want to get this humus in here so you guys can see this machine start to work. So we've got peat, we just need to get this thing running. I won't start the logger running just yet because it won't really be needed, but just like we saw with our peat farms, this thing should start placing our dirt here pretty soon. Come on. Got some humus, got some saplings. Should start any. There it goes. Takes a minute to get started. It's obviously going to clear out this whole area, clear out the area it needs. So why don't I clip the video until it is done clearing out the area, and then we'll be back. Alright, so I'm back, and you guys can see it's completely finished clearing out this area, and it's starting to put down humus, which looks a lot like dirt, but is obviously a little bit darker in this texture pack. It should be similar if you're not using the texture pack and you're just using vanilla textures. It's pretty much dirt but darker, but not as dark as this bog earth. I'm finally getting around just to making this look a little nicer. Obviously like my original peat bog, and I'm going to do the same thing over here, but you can see also as soon as it puts down the humus, it does start planting our trees. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go downstairs, and we should have a couple now, well, quite a bit of humus sitting in our chest down here. So we're just going to manually move that over there. Once this is going, we can pretty much do a very similar system to how we did obviously with our bog earth. Instead of having a chest here, we can just run a pipe straight over to where we need the humus to go. And you can see after really not a whole lot of time at all, we got quite a bit of humus, so we can stop that because it's not going to need much more than that for a little while. And for that reason, we can probably put off automating it for a little bit. It's obviously we've just made ourselves a bunch of humus, and it's going to be more than our system's really going to need. But there we go. See, it does start working pretty quickly once it's got enough materials. I believe it'll do a section that's 3 wide. So this should be about where our sort of internal ring should start. I definitely want to watch it just to be sure that I'm right about that. If I'm wrong, it should just pull up this block like it did when it was clearing this area of dirt. So I can run over here and grab it all. Pretty sure it should be 3 wide. It might be 2 wide. That might just be 2 wide. Because I think what it does is it alternates the trees. It does. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so it's 2 wide. Oh, you guys probably hear my voice crack a little bit. Just because, like I said, I am sick. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but whatever it was, it's giving me a bit of a scratchy throat, and I had a fever yesterday, so that wasn't good. Some kind of bug. Probably not the cold. I've never really known the common cold to give you a fever, but hey. Okay, so it looks like pretty much this is going to be 2 wide, so why don't we go ahead and just fill this in. No big deal. Just making it look a little bit nicer. Alright. That was... I didn't know I had just enough stone for that. So basically, these trees will grow eventually, and as they do, we can turn our logger on as soon as one of the trees grows, and it should automatically chop it down. And just like with our peat bogs, it'll deliver those wood logs somewhere else. So why don't I go downstairs and dig out a side pocket so that we can move some pipes over here, and I'll be right back as soon as I'm done. Alright, I'm back, and you guys can see that we are underneath our tree farm here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up some piping to basically replace this chest with moving humus over here, and we should be able to basically have this logger here automatically move saplings back into the farm and move the wood that it gets out of here as well. So you can see my inventory is quite a bit full here since I dug out this area, and I'll make this look a little nicer here in a little bit. But so why don't I go ahead and clean out my inventory, grab some pipes, and I'll be right back here to get this piping system set up. So I'll be back. Alright, I am back. I had to sleep through the night after I'd gotten my pipes and stuff, but had a little trouble because spiders were harassing me and wouldn't let me sleep, so yeah. So I'm just checking up on things here before we go downstairs. You can see some of our trees have already started growing, and pretty much now's our perfect time to make sure that this whole system is set up. Now, I know that saplings will come out the top, but I'm honestly not sure if they will come out the bottom. So, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our engine here, at the very least to check to see how this is working for us. So, let's see here. We're definitely going to need to use probably a couple different types of transport pipes just to make it all work right. So why don't we run a stone line and a cobble line, pretty much like we've been doing, and then we can join them up in a little bit with a diamond pipe. In fact, let's go ahead and do this, trying not to have to fall down, even though I know I'm going to. So, okay. So here we go. We'll just run a line down like this. That way we can sort of see what we're doing here. Alright, so here is the deal. We need a bit of humus and a tree, just to be sure. So, assuming that the logger will spit saplings down out the bottom. Obviously, we don't know that yet, but we can definitely test it later, and if we doesn't, then we can just move this pipe over. But we want trees to come in through the yellow line, and we'll also want sand to be able to go through the yellow line. So let's see, we only want humus to go through the white line. That way anything that comes up here, it will divide properly. Okay, and it does look like the saplings do come out the bottom, so that works for us. So the sapling, we also want saplings to be able to go white. That way they'll come out. This one, obviously that one will get spit down because we waited a little too long to get that in, but this one should go up through the white slot. Hopefully it'll get deposited in our arboretum the way it's supposed to. Now what we'll probably do is probably have another pipe coming off this, because we're going to produce a lot more saplings than this is going to really need, and we want some of those saplings to be pulled away from the system. But as you can see at the moment, it is working as intended. Saplings are, as the trees are getting chopped down, saplings are produced, and they're going back into the arboretum to keep it supplied with saplings. Cool. So that part of it is done. Now we really just need to get some sand so that we can tell it that sand can come down the yellow path as well, because as these trees grow, they should be producing sand, unless that has changed. No, well, because the arboretum, okay, yeah, you can see there's sand building up in the arboretum. Sand is building up in the arboretum. Why is it not coming out of the arboretum? Unless it only comes out. Let's just test it. Okay, it looks like sand will only come out the sides. So basically what we can do, trying to think about this a second. Okay, yeah, basically what we can do is we can just take, it looks like this is all cobblestone. We can just take our cobblestone pipes and run them like so, and tell it only sand can go through the green line. Okay, that means sand will come into the system, and after that it should just go, because it can't go yellow, it can't go white, it should just go down black. So we can move sand automatically down while humus is coming up. Cool. I just want to watch it real quick. It should spit out the bottom there. Okay, yeah, that's working. Cool, so we'll just jump down and take a little bit of damage. It's no big deal. Can't remember if this is, okay, it does look like that's cobblestone. So from here we want to be able to run, let's see, this is already under the floor, so what we can do take our humus out of here, chop our chest off of there, and then we can just want to kind of hide this a little bit, so dig down a square, and then we can probably run this like so underneath here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let me dig my way out of here just so I can see where we're going exactly. Probably going to go, let's see, this has pretty much been in the ceiling this whole time, so probably do something along these lines. We can replace, no, we really can't replace that with stone, can we? Let's run this line out the bottom as stone, that way it won't intersect when we move it that way. There we go. No, definitely, whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. And yeah, okay, so that still works. So, just want to make sure this is all coming out properly. Should be able to dig our way through the floor here. There we go. And we'll switch back to our cobblestone. And we are going to have to run a diamond pipe to separate our humus and our sand. That way it doesn't get too confused. But as it stands, because obviously we want the sand to go somewhere else, probably into here. We are getting quite a bit of sand now, and that's a good thing, but yeah. So, okay, so this does appear to be pretty much set up, so why don't we put our, let's see here, we want sand coming into this line here, so what we're going to do is we're going to dig into the wall about here. That should hook us up to there. There we go. And we get stuck apparently. Let me just figure this out here. We'll just do that. There we go. Okay, so here's basically what's going to happen. We're going to have a diamond pipe here. That way our cobble pipe and our stone pipe can meet up. Like so. Okay. We're going to send, pretty much the humus will be coming through the black line, and we want the white line to be open, so we'll just go humus in the black line, and then we can go, I don't necessarily mind the pipe being visible here, that way we can sort of see what's going on. Actually, that might be a problem with our, I don't think the redstone engine should have a problem with that, but we are definitely going to have to replace this corner pipe with an iron pipe just to make sure that everything moves in the right direction. So, grab our wrench. That way, there we go. That should all be going in the right direction. Yes. And then we just run our line like so. That should be a closed section. Okay. Alright. And then obviously sand doesn't know where to go at the moment. So sand will go down the blue line. And that should work. That way the sand will basically re-enter our system the same way that our excess sand from our cobble generation is working. And our humus should be able to go straight up into our farm, which is exactly what we want. because it should be able to go through there, and then obviously sand and humus can pass through the white path because it is open. So this should be working now. And just to test it, I'm gonna run this once just so that it'll pump some humus to the line, and I'm gonna grab some golden pipes because, like before, I wanted to wait to put them in until after we made sure the system was working right. So I'll go ahead and place that one. Might need a couple more just to speed this all up through the lines. Why don't we put one right here, and that should still be fine. Cool. Alright, so yeah, you can see the sand definitely went through blue, and because of the way we set up our iron pipe there, we should be moving it all into this chest. Cool. And I'm waiting on our humus to show up. I think it's still right there. It's moving through our pipe. Just want to watch it. Once it gets to this gold pipe, it's going to zip pretty fast. So basically, I'm just going to watch this intersection to make sure everything runs properly. Should see it zip through about now. Cool. And it goes right up into our tree farm, which means the system is working. And again, the only thing that it's not automatically doing is supplying peat to our engines, which is something that we can remedy in the future. But other than that, that whole system is working perfectly as far as its own automation is concerned. Let me sleep through the night here real quick. You can see this spot where I couldn't sleep because of the spiders. There were 3 hovering around my factory apparently. So yeah, the only other thing to really do is basically set up a way to automatically make, well, a couple things for our system. One of which being the, well, that's strange. Why did it, that is incredibly odd. Why did we lose some wood here? I'm not really sure. I guess it was a bit of a glitch or something. But anyway, the only thing that really our system can't do is automatically create our tin cans for our water for the bottler, and it can't automatically create compost, but that is something we can definitely fix. So I'm just gonna again make sure this is all full of stuff, and then I think we're just gonna cover up this mess here on the floor, and it should be good. Should have plenty of peat in here to last us for a while. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw this chest down just for temporary storage of this excess humus we had made. And yeah, so tree farm up and running, completely looks like it's working exactly the way we want it to. So yeah, give me a second to figure out where we are and I'll be back. Okay, it looks like we're a bit past the 30-minute mark, so I think what we'll do next episode is we'll finish up getting some kind of automation done for making compost for us. That shouldn't be too difficult. And hopefully I can do a little bit of research on computer craft, and maybe that can either come next episode or the episode after. Probably the episode after. I probably need a little bit of free time just to do some research on it and make sure that I've got it pretty well down before I try to do it on camera. Other than that, our farms are pretty much going. We've got a pretty decent little automated system processing our quarry, so I'm not sure where else we're going to go. We're definitely probably nearing a point where we need to get back to some IC2 stuff, upgrading some of these machines, and getting ourselves some more power generation. So that might be in the works sometime here in the future. So yeah, anything can happen next episode. So Until then, this has been episode 18 of DarkDragoon's Feed the Beast Modpack Let's Play. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time. Catch you later.